I'm just scared. I'm scared, guys. All right, I'm gonna go for the haste, I think. If we die, we die. Don't snag me. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. We'll pick up the crumbling here. No snag, no snag, no vapor snag. Hello and welcome, guys. We are here for match 3 with the list that you see on screen. As of today, I do believe Modern Horizons 2 cards are now legal, so it's very possible we'll be facing down some counterspells and Titanias and whatever other Modern Horizons 2 cards people might have access to. We could be playing against them. Who knows? We'll see. But at the very least, we're already prepared here with our main board second Cavernous Souls and Courser against opposing control opponents, so hopefully it won't have any impact. We'll see. Regardless, we're still here to crash on through with this super fun list. I've had a lot of fun playing this list, as I said, and I'm excited to see how we do for match 3 here. So I will have some Modern Horizons 2 cards included in the next video, not the next video, the next league that we play. So if that's something you're interested in, then stick around for that. And yeah, for now, let's just jump straight into the match. While we are waiting for an opponent to show up here, I do want to mention that I just today put out a sideboarding with Amulet 250 subscriber special video for you guys for helping me reach 250 subscribers. I like to give content back to you guys and help you guys learn and grow at the same time as myself. And if you enjoy my content, then go ahead and check this out as well. It might be a good one for you, especially if you're interested in learning about sideboarding with Amulet. You know, just a casual hour and 3-minute long video about sideboarding with Amulet. Of course, that's all standard stuff. You know exactly what I'm talking about, so. And immediately as I close it, we get to join this match, so that's pretty cool. Alright, on the draw. We'll have to accept that. That's fine. See if our opponent's pausing here to reveal a companion, perhaps. It's usually what these pauses mean. No companion. Interesting. And we have a double Amulet hand with no green source. Any green source off the top lets us cast Explorer. A green bounce land lets us just cast Titan on turn 2 here. So, I mean, I think we're supposed to keep it. We need to draw exactly 2 green sources in order for this hand to work out. Or like a green source and a Dryad or something like that. I think I'm willing to risk it. It's a little debatable, but you know what? I'll try it. I'll try it for the people at home. I guess it's not technically a turn 2 Titan because we have to play an Amulet on turn 2 rather than on turn 1. Our opponent leads on Spirebluff, Canal, Swiss Spear, so we're playing against Prowess. Nice, nice. And we have found a green source, which is great. I guess we're supposed to just go ahead and play an Amulet on 1 here then. We take 1 damage. Kind of hurts, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Amulet, go. If we draw a green bounce land, this will let us play Amulet, green bounce land, Explore, leaving 2 floating, bounce land again, up to 6 mana, cast Titan. We won't be able to haste it, though, thanks to the fact that we have a Garrison in hand. But, maybe we can deal with that. And there's no way for us to leave the Garrison in play unless we draw another ramp spell. In addition to a green bounce land, and obviously that's not going to happen since we only get 1 draw step, so... Alright. So we can explore... We definitely want to bog away their Lava Dart, so let's just start there. Get out of here. We can make our opponent sacrifice a mountain if they want to. I just always yielded to Amulet. That's going to be completely useless since we have to get rid of it, thanks to the fact we have a second Amulet ready to go. But we will explore. Greenland? Green bounce land even? Arboreal Grazer. Interesting. Well, I guess we're just playing Amulet and passing. Sure. We're a little stuck. I just yielded to Amulets again. Why am I doing this? Don't do that. I was going to say, we're a little bit stuck on green mana here. Green bounce land still lets us cast Titan. Expressive iteration. Hopefully this is all our opponent is doing this turn. The Grazer is a nice pickup. Lightning Bolt entered the exile zone. I have a land as well. Let's see if we get bolted. We're getting bolted. It's happening. Alright, green bounce land off the top, I guess, is just the best possible draw. We can even leave a red floating and haste off of... Well... Interesting. Does that do it? We can pack for Dryad, leave red-white floating, play this again, float green-green, use the 2 floating and these 2 to cast Titan. Or actually, we can even float another red-white. It would be... No, it would have to be double green. But I'm pretty sure this lets us Titan. We leave 2 floating. Play this again, float green, green using the Dryad ability. Yeah, okay, cool. That actually lets us get Titan into play. It doesn't let us haste it, though. Weird. I guess we can float green, red, white, and then Grazer in a land. I don't know. It definitely is going to start by packing for a Dryad and casting it. So let's start there. I guess we actually don't even have to float this for the 2 green because we can float the 2 untap lands for the 2 green. So maybe we're overthinking it here. We'll play our Garrison and 5 to make sure we have no yields. We might be able to set up a lethal line here. No! That is the worst. I thought I clicked it. What is happening? This is horrible. Okay, well. Dang. That is the worst possible case scenario. Because if we grazer out a land... I guess if we grazer in... If we play Forest and then grazer in the Sun Home, that wouldn't be enough mana. No, I guess we just have to float with the Bog and pick it up. That is the worst possible way for this to have happened. I don't know how this happened. Alright, well, I guess we have to pick up the Bog. And now things are a little more complicated. And by that I mean, I don't know if we can actually cast Titan this turn. Okay, here's a Dryad. We'll leave a white floating, I guess. Okay, we're still good for casting Titan, because this can tap for 2 mana thanks to a double Amulet. So, Crisis slightly averted. We can still haste an attack with our Titan. I don't think we can double strike it, but that's fine. Okay, we can come back from this. That was not great. We have green mana thanks to the Dryad ability, so yikes. It's a good thing there's a way to come back from this horrible error. And now we have to use a Vesuva to copy the Garrison, but I guess that's fine. We're still getting Valakut triggers, so okay. So I guess we're getting Valakut and the Haste land. And winning that way. This is a much more complicated way to have done it, but you know what? We'll deal with it. So we'll save targets to these Valakuts upstairs. And now we got to stack the Sun Homes on the bottom. Not the Sun Homes, the Strongholds on the bottom. Alright, opponent concedes. That was so scuffed. That was... I don't know what that was. Alright, we want our Dismembers, our Run-afoul, our Radiant Fountain. We want our Arastas and our Explosive. Do we have a lot of cards to bring in for this matchup? That's good, though. That's good. We can trim on Explorers for sure. And Summoner's Pact, we can trim one of those. Cavern's debatable. Casting a Grazer on one is irrelevant, but it doesn't cast a Run-afoul, so I'm okay trimming one, if not both. We don't want the Ghost Quarter. The Bog is pretty irrelevant, too. It does potentially exile Lava Darts and stuff, but I don't really care about that. Yeah, I don't know what else we would cut, necessarily. We could trim a second Summoner's Pact. I don't know how much I like that. We can get rid of the Cavern, I guess. And I guess just only bring in 2 Dismembers, since we have Run-afouls as well to deal with their flying threats. I don't know, I think Dismember's pretty good. 2 is fine, though. I'm okay with 2. We can block their ground creatures all day long with Grazers and whatnot. Whew. Okay. We're definitely keeping our turn 1 Amulet hand. We have Radiant Fountain ready to go to gain us some life. Our opponent mulligans to 5. Dude, our opponent mulliganed in the first game, too, so unfortunate for them. Right, we'll lead on Amulet. Yep, we'll lead on Amulet, and if our opponent has a way to answer it, that'll be kind of sad, but there's not much we can do about it. Manamorphose into Stormwing. Alright, let's just draw a Run-afoul off the top. Come on. Run-afoul off the top. Let's go. One time. Just one time. Just a Run-afoul. Growth Chamber. That ain't bad. Okay. I guess we're playing the Garen Rig. This means that if we top deck an Arboreal Grazer... No, I guess that doesn't necessarily let us cast Titan. Maybe it would have been better to play the T-West there, then. Sprite Dragon, okay. We can play Growth Chamber, play Explosives on 2, and blow it up to deal with the Sprite Dragon, so we don't care as much about that. Dryad. We can play Vestige, Dryad, and then Growth Chamber, and then be one short of playing and popping Explosives on 2, which I think is going to be more relevant than actually just getting the Dryad in play, especially if they have, like, double bolt and they kill our Dryad, then they get to grow the thing and do a bunch of damage to us. I think it's probably safer to play Tolaria West. No, not Tolaria West. Play, I guess, Crumbling Vestige and then Explosives on 2 and blow it up. I think that's going to be the best option. They could also have Vapor Snag for a Dryad and put us behind that way. If we play Dryad, I guess if we play Vestige, Dryad, Growth Chamber, pick up the Radiant Fountain, then next turn we have Titan no matter what. Or I guess we'd have to Growth Chamber, pick up the Vestige to have the green available. Now, I still kind of think that just playing Explosives on 2 and popping it is going to be our best option here. We can always deal to 1 Amulet when only 1 is in play. We'll float a non-green mana with this. We'll say a white. We'll play Explosives on 2. And we can pass back at this point. Next turn, we can play Growth Chamber, pick up the Vestige, play Vestige, play Dryad, play Vestige, floating the mana to transmute Tolaria West for a land, and go from there. We'll declare 0 blocks, and we might as well pop the Explosives, I think. What's the harm in just taking the 1 extra point so our opponent doesn't have any 2-drops in play by the end of this turn? I think it has a pretty significant impact, quite potentially, so I'm just going to take the extra 1. And yeah, we'll pop it now. It's worth 1 damage to make sure that our opponent doesn't have a second Sprite Dragon ready to kill us after we play this Dryad and transmute this turn. Growth Chamber. Okay. I guess, actually, we can pick up the Radiant Fountain, leave a blue floating, play another Growth Chamber and transmute, and play the Radiant Fountain, and transmute. We leave a blue floating plus this, we play the Fountain, tap it for a blue using the Dryad ability and transmute that way. And that gains us a little more life to help us against the Stormwing, so I think that's going to be better. I guess if our Dryad dies, we'll have to use the Growth Chamber to activate Garenbrig, or just a, straight out cast Titan, but hey guys, I don't know exactly what happened, but my OBS just crashed. And, we're just going to play out the game from here. Hopefully the first part got saved, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, the plan is to transmute our Tolaria West. I don't really know what for at this point, to be honest, but we got blue here. We got transmuting. I guess just picking up a Summoner's Pact here is the best thing to do, so we don't have to transmute for a Dryad to potentially close the game with the Valakut. We could also... Transmuting for Engineered Explosives doesn't seem particularly relevant against our opponent's 5-mana creature that's in play, so I think it's probably going to be best to just get the Summoner's Pact. I don't really see a reason to do anything else, so that's what we'll do. And we have Titan next turn. It's been a strange series of events. Our opponent draws with Islet, and yeah. Flame Slash the Dryad. Okay, that's pretty good for them. This is why we got the Summoner's Pact, just in case. I doubt that we could die from 16 to just a Stormwing, but it's not impossible. Lava Dart. I mean, that's the start. We're taking a lot of damage, but I'm pretty sure we can get a Dryad into play and a Titan this upcoming turn without playing into Vapor Snag either, so... And we can play the Force also, if we want to. Alright, let's start by casting the Summoner's Pact. Okay, it resolves. Let's get a Dryad. I think I'm playing the Forest here. Now we'll play the Growth Chamber. And we can still activate Garenbrig. Do we just pick up the Radiant? We have a second Radiant Fountain in deck anyways. We might need a bounce land in hand, actually, just to be able to finish the game with Valakut triggers, assuming our opponent snags our Titan, so... Yeah, I'm gonna play the Titan here. And so that we're not playing into Vapor Snag, I guess... we can get a bounce land and Valakut and send all the triggers at Stormwing, so if they snag the Dryad, we can replay the Dryad, and then... I guess we don't get to play another land drop, though. I guess the best way to not play into snag is to haste the natural way here. If we do that, then we won't have Valakut triggers to kill the Stormwing, which is pretty awkward. Maybe we're supposed to just hope they don't have the snag here. We could also get Radiant Fountain and Valakut, and if they snag the Dryad, then at least we gain 2 life. And our opponent would have to have... Let's see, they have Dart, so that's 5 damage already. So a Bolt would be 8 and 9. They would just need 2 spells, one of them being a spell that does damage to us to potentially kill us. So I kind of think that we just have to go for lethal here, actually. And I don't think there's a better way to play around our opponent having interaction, unfortunately. They've got to be holding up snag, though. It really sucks. We could also get Radiant Fountain and Vesuva copying Radiant Fountain and go up to 14. That way we'd be effectively at 9. Our opponent would need... Let's see, 2 bolts would be only 8 damage, so they would need 3 spells. Strange. Maybe... I'm not really sure what we're supposed to do here, to be honest. I think I'm going to go with the Garrison and Stronghold. I don't know. It's probably safer to get Radiant Fountain and Vesuva copying Radiant Fountain, though. We would die to Blood Moon that way. I'm just scared. I'm scared, guys. Alright, I'm going to go for the haste, I think. If we die, we die. Don't snag me. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. We'll pick up the Crumbling here. No snag, no snag, no Vapor Snag. Oh, they have the snag. I knew they would. Alright, that's fine, it's fine. We'll pass it back. Not attacking with the Dryad because we might need to block a Swift Spear or something. We're already at 4, basically, so any bolt is lethal at this point. Thanks to our opponent's Lava Dart. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just straight up lethal, right? See, we will go to 5 from the Dart and then take exactly 5. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe we were supposed to get Vesuva copying Fountain in the second Fountain. I don't know. At least we're on the play this time. I don't think we want the 3rd Dismember. Alright, I'm just going to run it back. That game was very close. Alright, we'll be on the play. We have a turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Grazer out a Dryad kind of hand. I think we keep this. And on turn 3, even if we haven't found a 3rd land by that point, we can pack for a Grazer, and then play Grazer, plus the Dryad land drops would let us cast Titan, so looking pretty decent. I think I'm leaning on Amulet here over the Grazer, just because we need this bounce land in hand, most likely. Hopefully our opponent doesn't Shattering Spree our Amulet. They don't. Swift Spear. It's fine. Garenbrig. Okay, well. Let's see. We have 3, 4, 5 mana potentially if we were to pack for a Grazer, so we can't Titan this turn by packing for a Grazer, so no reason to worry about all of that. We're 1 land away from potentially just playing Titan, and that would play around our opponent having Shattering Spree or Smash to Smithereens for our Amulet, but we'd have to top deck a land, and it would need to enter untapped for that to work, and we would lose bounce land for Valakut triggers, but kind of debatable. I think it's probably the safest thing to do. Now, actually, but if we don't draw the land, then we won't be able to cast Titan, so I'm just going to pick up the Sanctuary here. And I think I'm willing to play the Grazer for no value anyways. We already have a Summoner's Pact for backup Grazer, so... Hopefully our opponent doesn't have Smash. If they have Smash, then we're still an extra turn off of our Titan and still need to draw land regardless, so... Right, well, we're obviously blocking this. Not with the Dryad, of course. And Mutagenic Growth. That is fine. You just gained 4 life. Good enough for me. Stormwing. Okay, well, our opponent is probably dead then. Yeah, we have up to 20 damage with our Titan. Oh, well, we drew the Crumbling Vestige, which might not be the worst possible case scenario. We haste. Let's see. We can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave a white floating. Get Valcut and Stronghold. That definitely is lethal. Right, we'll play the Vestige. This will float a green. We'll play the Sanctuary. We'll float mana with all of these. Just so the mana they tap for, because that's good enough. We'll keep Bounce Land in hand because I like Bounce Land in hand. And now we don't have to worry about Vapor Snag, so yeah. This is pretty standard stuff. So we'll get Valcut and Slayers. And we'll haste our guy. And swing with just the Dryad, just the Titan. Yep. We'll get Vesuva and Valcut, and that's the game. Save targets upstairs. And we win. Okay. Whew, I was sweating a little bit after that second game, but we managed to steal game 3 anyways. Grazer OP. To be honest, we just have a very solid hand for game 3, so hopefully you will have seen all of game 1 live. Otherwise, you will have watched the replay, and if that's the case, then I apologize. If it's not the case, then, well, I guess some miracle happened and I was able to salvage the video. We'll see. But, yeah, I have nothing else to say. We are currently 3-0 with the deck list. Feels good. Feels good. And let's see where we can go from here. Maybe I can catch another 5-0 with this list, which is very similar to the last one that I 5-0'd with. But I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on it. Just mentioning it because it could happen. But if it doesn't, that's totally fine with me. And I will be back next league with some Modern Horizons 2 cards. Hopefully you're pumped because I am pumped, and I will see you guys there. But first, let's get to match 4. I will see you guys for match 4 tomorrow. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.